How's it going, guys? You may hear my family background, so I do apologize. So we have basically grinded up to level 42. Um, Apologize, I have to get my glasses. So I don't have to squint. I know, so professional, he doesn't have his glasses already. You can deal with it. You've been on my channel long enough, you know nothing's perfect on here. So basically, standard human form damage, we're doing 231, so it looks like 562. But I switched over to on my camera to the health side, so you can see my skill tree. So basically, I did reset our druid, so basically we still have the same thing as for our summons, nothing in elemental, and then for shapeshifting, we originally did have 5 points into maul, and that's when I basically just reset and then pretty much put the 10 points that we originally had into like empathy, and then the rest of the points evenly between fire claws and werebears. Stat wise, we have 117 vitality, 106 dexterity, and 19 strength. I pretty much stopped putting points into strength because we're already at the max level we're going to be to beat Baal in Ancients, so we don't really need it. And for gear wise, we actually did a few changes. Now we're still using Ribcracker, but now we're using Jalah's main. So because it gives you 2 the shapeshifting skills, 2 the druid skills, the fast hit recovery, 20% bonus to attack rating. We're actually, I'm pretty sure, like 2% away from actually perfect defense, which is 200 enhanced defense, 20 strength, 20 energy, and then 30 to all resistances. I switched over, well, Surfacing the Magic, I'm pretty sure we've already went over before, but we haven't. I'm using it because of the all resistances of the 27. I think like 32 is the perfect. Standard 279 defense with $1 skills. I'm using Telling Beads because it gives that $1 skills, that cold resistance of 18, poison resistance of 43. And I switched from using Ithras to using Lava Gout, so it gives you that 10% chance, 2% chance to cast a level 10 enchantment striking. It also gives you that 20 increased attack speed, which is really nice, the 13 to 46 fire damage, 182 enhanced defense. I'm pretty sure, I want to say either 190 or 200 is best. I don't really ever use Lava Gout. That fire resistance of 24. Rings we haven't changed, but we haven't changed, nothing else. And we're using our 2 shapeshifting druid GCs that I pretty much found farming on my sorceress, and then just a bunch of like 18, 17 to 19 life for small charms. So at the moment we're having 515 health, but when we switch into WereBear form, we have 1400 health. Well, 1443 health. And we're doing it's still like even far away from my glasses. I hate that little small ass print. It looks like 656, 636 to 1395. So even with my glasses, the print's just like this fucking small. Apologize for dropping that bomb there. So it's like they could have made that shit like a lot bigger, but that's what she said. All right, jokes aside. So even with Wolverine Alwood, like that's like 14 or 1500. So if I am out of breath, it's because I'm speaking so damn fast. So let me switch this back over. If OBS, nope. I hate when OBS does that. It grabs the back screen instead of your actual webcam, which is really goddamn irritating. It's like clicking on the one damn thing I'm trying to click on. So let's get Agents out of the way, and then hopefully we should be able to get Baal either in this video or the next video. So we got some enemies to clear. I would have done this normally off screen, but whatever. It's not like it's really gonna matter anyways. You get like 1 or 2 videos left, so. Oh, and so damage was 718 to 1500 damage with Fire Claws. Fire Claws does get bonuses from your fire skill tree, your elemental skill trees, just strictly from your fire ones. I think it's like Firestorm, Volcano, or some crap like that. Let me check here. Oh no, Firestorm, Molten Boulder, Future, and Volcano. So basically all your fire ones except for Armageddon. So that's usually how you would build a Fireclaw, or Fireclaw WereBear, Fireclaw, however you want to pronounce it. By maxing out your Fireclaw and then maxing out your WereBear and like camp and thing, and then just dumping the rest of the points in there because you're still going to get bonuses from them. So you're not going to actually be able to max them all out. That was one of the discussions that I was having. I think it was with Sweet Phil, or one of the ones. It might have been Sweet Phil or Surflux Gaming. I don't remember who it was. It was about they should be able to allow you to kind of go in like legendary mode, where Skyrim is once you reach your skills to like level 100, you have the ability to actually reset your skills. So then you gain like extra stat points. You get to evolve it to a higher level. I wish they would have done that with Diablo 2, but one of them said it would be too broken as a character because your max out level is 99. But building to just like reset your levels. So like say if you have 20 points into WereBear, for instance, you know, you can reset that to reset it, but you still keep the level of level 20 WereBear, but you still have additional 20 extra points to scatter around to your skill tree. And kind of thinking, yeah, it does seem kind of broken, but I mean, you know, I don't know. I just don't like the fact that you're stuck at level 99. You can't proceed any further than that. I think in like Project Diablo or one of the other ones, it allows you to proceed further. They build it some around that way. But the fact that you're pretty much just stuck, you know, doing that, it's just kind of like, you know, that's personal, just me. Because it would allow me to just basically max out the rest of them. This bunch of random ass crap at my Roger Cube here. I'm gonna stock a few potions in here. Yep, that's not what I grabbed. Mana, we are not gonna have a problem with. Health, on the other hand, because ancients are still ancients, even normal difficulty. You know, I don't think we'll need an extra one of that. But yeah, I could see where it could be somewhat kind of broken because, you know, because Ubers is basically where, you know, the game basically ends. You know, it's the final boss test to see exactly how strong your character is. You know, and they pretty much already broke Diablo 2 Remastered with that crap when they introduced the Mosaic Assassin, which apparently on Players 8, people were clearing out Hell Chaos Sanctuary like it was nothing. It's like, y'all broke that goddamn game. You know, it's like, I don't think Blizzard knew what the hell they were doing. Let me see here. And just recently beat Diablo 1 again. Beat Diablo 1 like years ago with the Warrior, and I just recently beat it again with the Rogue. Trying to get out words while I'm trying to focus on putting potions in my damn belt, so I do apologize. The Rogue wasn't too bad. Early on in the game, I was just annihilating stuff, but later on in the game, definitely had to start duping a little more, just because it was starting to become somewhat of a struggle, but not too bad. But let's get back to the discussion after we beat the ancient spots over here. Alright. Oh, and we got that enchant too. 740 to 1536, they just went off again. Sir, ancients ain't shit. You want to start some beef over here, Monarch? Come on now. You ain't gonna be able to do anything against me, but you're the squishiest of them all. Dead. He got shattered. Son, I got that crushing blow. Your little whirlwind ain't gonna do nothing against me. Dead. Damn right I'm worthy. You kidding me? That was super easy. I just been doing fire claws first just for that extra damage. So 764 to 1562. Basically at this point we're already hitting high enough. I'm not gonna put any more points in dexterity, so we'll just dump the rest of the points into health. 1475. But as I was saying, later on in the game, we're like 9 points. You know, the Rogue was just getting like shit on bad time, and I didn't just do just like straight dexterity build Rogue. I went like Magic Archer. So being able to use stuff like Firewall, being able to have healing and stuff like that. So it did really come in handy. It's up to the... Of course, I ran out of my goddamn thing. It's up to the point where you start taking on Diablo himself is where things got really serious, because I had maxed out fire resistance. I was having like 173 health, and he was still hitting me for 40 damage a hit, which is insane. He killed me one time. I'm like, no, we're not having that. You know, so I basically went back, and thankfully you have manual saves for Diablo 1, and went back and just, you know, had to stun lock him. Because that's the one thing you can actually do with Diablo 1, you can actually just stun lock him. And continuously just stun locking him eventually killed him in like 5 or 6 hits. But, I mean, 40 damage a hit with maxed out fire resistance at 173 health. You know, he was like 5-shotting me at most. You know, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me with this shit. It started becoming really irritating. I'm like, there's no goddamn way he should be hitting me this hard. You know, with that amount of fire damage. But in the end, we end up beating him. But now we're starting the sorcerer, and so far it's been pretty easy. Annihilated the butcher with a couple of firewalls. Took about 2 firewalls. We were lucky enough to get a firewall staff that had like 10 enchantments on it. I've yet to actually get the actual spell book for it. We just recently unlocked Guardians, aka Hydras. And then Adria ended up selling a book for goddamn Guardians for like 17,000 gold. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I ended up buying that, and then but we ended up getting the Butcher and King Leoric. Leoric was actually relatively easy. Hit him with a couple of firewalls, and then our Holy Bolt was high enough just to beat him down. So I still have yet to get the Poison Well quest, and since all the quests in Diablo 1 are completely random, you know. And the main reason why you want to try to get the Poison Well quest is because it's one of the first times you get access to an early ring. And rings and amulets are extremely rare in Diablo 1 comparison to like Diablo 2 will just drop constantly. So you just want to hear that little ding from an amulet or a ring, since they both share the same sound effect, you get really excited for that. So, and I've already died like 3 or 4 times just from straight BS. What I noticed too is that the sorcerer also has like faster attack speed in a sense. Since faster cast rate and attack speed don't exist in Diablo 1, his attack speed animation is actually faster than the rogue, which I was really shocked when I was casting out those spells. I'm like, he's a goddamn sorcerer. He's got faster attack speed than my rogue does. What was I gonna say? Basically, the end game, there's 16 levels altogether. The thing with Diablo 1 is that Diablo 1, its dungeons are not like, for instance, the Worldstone Keep, where it has 3 different dungeons, you know, and they're all like about equal size. You know, you would literally take all 3 levels of Worldstone Keep and combine them to one map. That would equal to be 1 dungeon in Diablo 1. You know, and the thing is the enemies don't respawn, so once you clear them out, that's it. There's no more enemies. I'm not sure if they did that with Battle.net or not for Diablo 1, but the maxed out level for it is level 25 is when you're actually going to beat the game. And even with that, Diablo is still a pain in the goddamn ass. So, because once you spawn him, he is spawned like 5 or 6 advocates, which are basically just mages, and then like 15, 20 blood knights. So in a sense, think like six summoners, but using fireballs, and with blood knights would be equal to like doom knights in this game. So like 15 or 20 of those all in the same room with Diablo, who can also hit you off screen with his little fireballs attacks. Not exactly easy, and it's definitely recommended that you clear out the entire map, because with Diablo you definitely have to do a lot of circling around and then try to stun lock him as best as possible. What I found with the rogue and with the warrior is that when you take on Diablo, at least with those two, it's best to actually stay within his melee range, because he'll still hit relatively hard, but his fire damage is what's really going to crush your character. But with his melee range, I say it's about half of his actual fire damage. So he's still hitting you about maybe 20 hit, but you have a higher chance of actually being able to stun lock him. With the sorcerer, I know that people say the sorcerer is either the easiest or the hardest. Probably the hardest in the beginning of the game because he's so damn squishy, but in the end game he pretty much just annihilates everything, because once you get mana shield, you know, you don't ever have to worry about health ever again, because your mana is going to be so high enough as it is. You know, the enemies are going to have to try to burn through your mana first before they even get to your health, and when you're packing maybe 400 or 500, you know, mana at that time, you know, that's like 400 or 500 health in a sense. You know, they're just not going to be able to, you know, take your mana down quick enough, especially when you have like full mana potions that just instantly heal up your thing. There's none of this, oh, you cook a mana pot and it just slowly regenerates. No, it just instantly heals your stuff. So basically kind of makes this sorcerer invincible in a sense. So we're gonna test that theory out. I have yet to get mana shielding yet, and you know, any other spells that I might need, but so far we just, well, besides Guardians, we've just got Fireball 2, and Fireball's broken as hell in that goddamn game. It was like 34 to like 72 damage, and that's hitting higher than my Road, which was like, I think 21 and 25 damage. So that'd be equivalent to, I'd say, at that amount of damage, maybe Stony Field, Dark Woods area for Diablo 2. You know. So, but, yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with Diablo 1, so, I probably won't ever do a Diablo 1 walkthrough on this channel, just strictly because I cannot figure out how to get past those rainbow graphics tears. I will definitely, post a picture or have a post up on the video somewhere about that, because I know we're talking about in the Throne of Destruction. I'll probably like do it just as we're about to fight Baal. I'll post a picture and show you guys what I'm talking about. Some of you already know what I'm talking about, and if anyone's ever played Diablo 1 or has ever had that problem with Diablo 1, let me know, you know, to try to fix it, because I've went on Reddit and people would get like 20-30 different discussions of, you know, you gotta delete one of these files, you gotta remove one of these files, you gotta edit one of these files, or you gotta download some mod to fix it, and it's just like, I'm not doing all that shit, you know. And I've seen several other YouTubers have the, not really the same problem as me, but just more so trying to get Diablo 1 to actually work with OBS. So I've been trying to get in touch with them, but they got such busy schedules, I don't know if they'll ever get back to me. We're at 17 minutes, so what we're actually going to do is we're actually just going to make this one long ass video. It'll probably be closer to 25-30 minutes with me ranting on with the Baal fight and so on and so forth. So if you don't have that amount of time, save them when you get home. You know. But I'd rather just get Baal knocked out of the way now, so it'll probably be like 12-13 videos altogether. So. But yeah, if you ever want a challenge, don't bother with Diablo 3 or Diablo 4. And play Diablo 1. That'll give you a real challenge. Boys are actually holding up a little more than whatever anticipated. Good. Gives me more of a challenge. I'm gonna get a drink after this. I do apologize. I can feel my voice trying to dry up on me here. Okay, we can pause the game real quick. Apologize, I gotta get a drink. I need some of that Arizona tea. Let me shape that in WereBear form here real quick. Oh, Lister just said, no, we're not waiting on you, buddy. We're just gonna come in here and attack you. He's about the size of the Minions of Destruction too. So I think he died. And damn, I cannot shake off that goddamn dry cough. I do apologize there. I think on a, like, one-on-one, I think the WereBear could take a minion destruction. He's got 4 arms, you know, but he's at the same equal height too, so we're definitely gonna get our mark back when we do this. Right, you boys are putting up a fight. Come on, sir. There we go. What are we looking at here? 31% chance to hit me. 84 and 78. Are you kidding me? Wow, that's a huge drop rate in attack. I figured it'd be a little more higher than that. Damn. Alright, let's go get our mark real quick and then we'll settle up with baal later. Yeah, I wonder what baal's percentage is going to be, because if it's only like 84 with Lister. I don't know. It's got to be like mid-80s, I have to guess. So before we fight baal, I'll post a little picture of what my Diablo 1 gameplay actually, like the HUD actually looks like. And if you ever come across that one, and I'm playing on the Blizzard version, the one you get off the Blizzard side. I have that one, and I have the original disc, and they both have the same thing. And you guys will take the little picture of that. And if you know how to fix that, let me know, because I have yet to figure it out. Because I would love to do a Diablo 1 walkthrough on this channel, but I'm not doing that the way the graphics look like that. So, well, you annoying ass and the frost nose, I swear, son. No, summon? You goddamn summon, no? Baal and Diablo are in the same area with that, where the more minions you have, the higher chance of, like, for instance, Diablo will use his Frono more, or his circle fire thing, just to wipe out your minions, where Baal will actually use his clone more, the more minions you actually have in a fight. So be wary of that. Like I said, you can hear the family in the background, so I do apologize. There you go. Man, you can knock that damn shit off, son. I have mana steal, so your little mana burn crap is not going to work well against me. Instantly just restore my mana. I gotta love it. 6% mana steal right there, and I've got the enchant off too. Dead. Get the hell out of my damn face. Why is that petrified wall? Anything else? So yeah, that's the walkthrough. I think it's like 12 or 13 videos. So you probably will not get the video on Thursday. I don't know. I might do like another couple trailer reactions for Thursday and Friday, since this will be for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's really about it. So that's the WereBear. Leave your thoughts in below. What do you think about it? You know, does it fancy your challenge, or you think the WereBear is just still meh? Like I said, I know there's been a lot of remakes for the Diablo 2 Remastered, since I'm playing on 1.14. You know, there's a big difference with that area there. But for me personally, the WereBear, you know, any were form always going to be slow in the beginning of the game. But once I get that increased attack speed, and since I'm playing with Pluggy, I have the option to actually share items between my characters, so that's going to be a huge difference, because you may not have that option even with Diablo 2 Remastered, because most people are going to be playing Battle.net, not single player, and I don't know if single player actually has that option or not. So there's that too. But otherwise, like I said, work on getting your attack speed up, and you'll have an easier time with your wereforms, especially if you are happen to be playing on Battle.net. I highly recommend you get something like Ripcracker, even for normal difficulty. It might even get you all the way up to Nightmare difficulty. Hell difficulty, on the other hand, you're really going to want to work on your resistances, and at least some form of lifesteal, because that enemy's going to hit you a lot harder. Jalah's main is going to be probably one of your main things. You can go with the Shaco if you're actually looking for more health and mana. I apologize, I cannot shake that damn cough. Jalah's main just because of the resistances, but the Shaco is going to give you more health and more mana on top of the 2 skills. You can put a jewel in here, like Rainbow Facet Jewel, that's going to give you some resistance. You can stick an rune in there. or whatever, if you want the more resistances. Your amulets, on the hand, choose what you want. Like I said, increase attack speed, so something like, goddamn, I can't think what's, I have some of them in here. Let's go in here real quick. This is going to be a longer video. I'll show you which amulets I have. I might not have the amulet that I'm talking about on my character, because I think I'm on my barbarian. Even something like a metal grid, if you can get a hold of that, because it's going to give you a high attack rating, and attack rating is going to matter a lot on a shapeshifting druid. Let's see what we're looking at here. Rising Sun, and the Rising Sun one is actually from Diablo 1 too. It's the Rising Sun Tavern. May not have it. Oh yeah, okay. Cat's Eye is one of them. And there was one other one, I can't remember the name of it. It's but I think it's going to give you that increased attack speed, which is going to really help you out a lot. I can actually do this and still I'll have like 100 attack speed. So there's that. Gloves, depending how you're going to build your WereBear, get something that's going to have attack speed or some form of lifesteal, because that's going to be really important to you. Rings, I suggest you get something like a Ravenfrost or a Dwarf Star. Boots, on the other hand, you can use something like Alders for that fire resistance and the life. Even if you want to rock some like parts of Mortal King set, because it'll give you life, it'll give you strength, it'll give you fire and lightning resistance, it'll give you some form of attack speed. Armor, you want something that's going to give you that high defense, because you're, especially if you're like me, you're not using a shield, higher defense is going to be really good to you. Grand charms, small charms, you choose. You want to stack as much life as you want to. When I was watching DeBrunsky's video, he was doing Ubers with his WereBear. He had like 5k health and he was still getting annihilated. So basically put as much strength as you need for your gear. He was using a spirit, however I'm not, so depending on what weapon or gear you're using, that's the amount of strength you're going to need. But your main focus is going to be around your dexterity and your vitality. Get enough dex as you want so you can at least see it. Only a 73, damn. See at least a certain percentage, so maybe about mid 80s to early 90% is going to be somewhat good enough. And then just dump the rest of your points into your vitality so you stay alive long enough. Mana, don't worry about it, because most of your gear is going to give you some form of mana steal as it is. For WereBear, like I said, you can put points into Cyclone Armor if you want to. If you're really struggling that bad in health difficulty, especially with lightning enchanted enemies, Cyclone Armor will help you out a lot, especially earlier on in the game in normal difficulty. Summons, you can use some Grizzly if you want to. I don't ever really bother with it, because I just don't see the point of wasting like 3 additional points, well 4 altogether, just to get to Grizzly. Where I can just dump those points in my WereBear and stay alive a little longer. Max out your lycanthropy, max out your WereBear, and then when it comes down to basically these main 3, don't even bother with hunger, because it's just completely goddamn useless. Max out your fire claws if that's the way you want to go, up to basically Nightmare, Act 4, and once you reach Chaos Sanctuary, if you still have like additional elemental damages from your small charms for your gear, that's going to save you somewhat a lot of trouble fighting those Doom Knights. They're going to be immune to fire. Maul, I don't really suggest even doing that unless you plan to do something like PvP, because I just find it completely goddamn useless. Maul is kind of like Feral Rage. It only helps out to a certain extent. Maxing it out is not going to make that much of a difference. Shockwave, it's another one I've seen Deprensky use. He uses it basically just to stun enemies. Normal difficulty to maybe mid-nightmare. It'll help for somewhat of wave clear, but once you get into hell difficulty, it's like Warcry for a barbarian. It's not going to do anything with the damage, and it's just going to stun enemies, and that's where that stun enemies may or may not save your druid from being overwhelmed by large mobs, especially in places like the Chaos Sanctuary, or even like Act 3 when you're getting mobbed up by like the flayed ones, the little midget guys, stuff like that too. I would still love to try a Rabies WereBear Druid just to see where that goes. I'm pretty sure Fury you can't actually get, since it's just a strictly were form, but this one just says Werewolf, but I can put points into that and use it for WereBear, so it doesn't exactly make any sense. It's not like grayed out or anything like that. And when it comes to your summons, if you want more health, max out your Oak Sage. If you want more damage, max out your Wolverine. Spirit of Barbs, I've never seen anyone ever use that. Like, almost nobody ever uses this unless you're using some form of PvP, and even then, I don't think they ever use it. Poison Creeper and Ravens, you want to use it early in the game, fine, to get you a few levels, but after that, they're just pretty much going to fall off. Spare Werewolf and Summon Dire Wolves, same thing, they're good about maybe mid-game. After that, they're just going to start sliding off the rails, especially in hell difficulty when they're going to start getting one-shot by archers, they're just not worth it. Karen Vines can help you out somewhat a bit. I'm not a big fan of them, because usually when it comes to mobs of enemies, even with bosses, they're going to focus on your minions usually first, and since most vines are not going to pack that much health, they're just going to instantly get killed off. Same thing with the Solar Creeper. Unless you're struggling with mana really bad and your gear has like 0 leech mana or anything like that, maybe I would suggest putting a point into Solar Creeper if you want to waste those 2 points getting to it. But otherwise, I think your better shot is just stocking up on some mana potions, and you should be good after that. But that's about it. So we're hitting like 30 minutes on this video, so I do apologize for ranting on, but that's my WereBear walkthrough, complete blind. Like I said, I've had a lot of fun of it. I've struggled a little bit just to figure out how to build the WereBear, and then when I looked up suggestions for Reddit, stuff like that, everyone's saying go Fire Claws, go Fire Claws. Fire Claws is the way we went, and then we pretty much after that, we once we reach level 31, we just start smacking everything, but yeah, I enjoyed it. So this is actually my first blind playthrough with the WereBear, and I give it like a solid 8.5 out of 10. There's some workarounds, which that Blizzard could have done with the WereBear, but that's really about it. So stay safe, healthy, and sanitized. Make sure to drop a like, leave a subscribe, leave comments below, and I will keep you guys updated on the next walkthrough, which I'm not even sure which character I'm going to do next. So Thursday and Friday, I'll probably just do a couple trailer reactions, stuff like that, and then I'll figure it out over the weekend after that. But if you have any questions, like I said, I'm on 1.14, not remastered, so there is a big difference. But if you have any questions, leave comments below, and I'll try to help you out as best as possible. Alright, I'll see you guys.